say to them, no,
Okay.
have confidence in us, because what we are aiming to do is to bring in more cruise ship passengers there. So they should plan to receive more cruise ship passengers and enhance their offerings so they can get more business.
Okay. And what sort of time frame we're looking at here, Chairman?
Well, the RFP is out now. I think it's closed the end of March. They are doing the evaluation, and that is for the design that we want. And we have gotten some international companies that have done designs internationally for the other attractions and cruise ship here. And some of them came on a site visit and they were amazed at what they saw. And they're saying, how come you guys sit on this and not doing anything to maximize the worth to the country? So we think it is our responsibility to enhance that experience and to enhance the income for both the UDC, Jamaica, because it would be a fantastic foreign exchange earner for us.
Yes.
Right, so that's where we are.
That's great news, Chairman, because as you rightfully said, you know, that waterfalls, Duns River Falls, you know, is probably one of the biggest names in attraction across the world.
Yes,
you know, so
there's none like it.
That, you know,
so we are going to turn it into something that all Jamaica can be proud of.
Yes. And I hope we'll see some international marketing, because this can be a great pull and boost for the tourism industry overall.
Right. Seems like you have been sitting in our board meetings. but we see the potential.
Yes.
And as the Prime Minister mentioned a few weeks back, UDC is really a sleeping giant.
By the Urban Development Corporation is set commercial complex, bold and visionary undertaking by the Urban Development Corporation, making groundbreaking moves across Jamaica and shaping a new future for our people. Spanning 108 acres of prime land at Ferry Pen in St. Catherine, Raintree is set to become a dynamic hub for light industrial activity and commercial enterprise. A space built with purpose, designed for progress, and created to power possibilities. The complex will offer 69 fully serviced subdivided lots, complete with modern infrastructure, including water, sewage, roadways, electricity, and stormwater systems. It is thoughtfully designed with green spaces and environmental preservation areas to promote sustainability and support long-term resilient growth. Strategically located at the convergence of three of Jamaica's major highways, the P.J. Patterson, the Edward Seaga, and the Nelson Mandela highways, Raintree offers seamless connectivity, putting you just minutes from both Kingston and Spanish Town, creating unprecedented market and transportation access. This ideal location positions Raintree to become a powerful engine of trade and commerce, strengthening business-to-business linkages, facilitating investment, and catalyzing regional economic development. During its construction phase, Raintree will generate more than 2,000 short-term jobs and is projected to support over 5,000 long-term jobs across a range of industries. With a projected investment of over 15 billion Jamaican dollars, this development is a decisive leap toward economic transformation and national prosperity. This historic, groundbreaking moment is made possible because of the unwavering dedication and commitment of Team UDC and planning, design, surveying, securing and maintaining, selling and financing. We are equally grateful for the steadfast support of our national partners who continue to walk alongside us on this transformative journey. The National Environmental and Planning Agency, NEPA, the Social Development Commission, the National Water Commission, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, the Municipal Corporation. This is Raintree, the beginning of something extraordinary, creating a gateway to boundless opportunities for businesses and for Jamaica. And we are Team UDC, proudly making development happen. This impactful initiative as we continue our mission of making development happen. This is the Raintree Commercial Complex, a bold and visionary undertaking by the Urban Development Corporation, making groundbreaking moves across Jamaica, shaping a new future for our people, spanning 108 acres of prime to the Raintree Commercial Complex at the strategically located ferry pen, just minutes from Kingston, Portmore, and major transport corridors. Raintree covers 108 acres of prime development land designed to drive growth, efficiency, and innovation. This is the future of commerce, a dynamic hub for light industrial and commercial activity, built to empower businesses and strengthen Jamaica's economic position in the region. Picture seamless warehousing, modern distribution centers, thriving office spaces, and flexible zones that support and e-commerce and corporate operations, all connected by strong, resilient, and sustainable infrastructure and reliable transport access. This is about faster movement of goods, smarter business solutions, and creating opportunities that uplift communities and energize the economy. Raintree will support entrepreneurship, attract investment, and become a catalyst for long-term national development. The vision is clear. The foundation is set. The Raintree Commercial Complex marks the first phase of a comprehensive development plan for the Caymanas Estate Development Area. Spanning almost 11,000 acres, the Caymanas Development Area is poised to drive Jamaica's national growth and expansion agenda in a sustainable way. It will unlock extraordinary opportunities and deliver tangible benefits to the people of Jamaica. The urban Imagine it. Development like you've never seen before. A bold new chapter in Jamaica's commercial evolution is here. It covers 108 acres of prime development land designed to drive growth, efficiency, and innovation. This is the future of commerce, a dynamic hub for light industrial and commercial activity, built to empower businesses and strengthen Jamaica's economic position in the region. Picture seamless warehousing, modern distribution centers, thriving office spaces, and flexible zones that support manufacturing, e-commerce, and corporate operations, all connected by strong, resilient, and sustainable infrastructure and reliable transport access. This is about faster movement of goods, smarter business solutions, and creating opportunities that uplift communities and energize the economy. Raintree will support entrepreneurship, attract investment, and become a catalyst for long-term national development. The vision is clear. The foundation is set. The Raintree Commercial Complex marks the first phase of a comprehensive development plan for the Caymanas Estate Development Area. Spanning almost 11,000 acres, the Caymanas Development Area is poised to drive Jamaica's national growth and expansion agenda in a sustainable way. It will unlock extraordinary opportunities and deliver tangible benefits to the people of Jamaica. The Urban Development Corporation is proud to lead this impactful initiative as we continue our mission of making development happen. Imagine it. Development like you've never seen before. A bold new chapter in Jamaica's commercial evolution is here. Welcome to the Raintree Commercial Complex at the strategically located ferry pen, just minutes from Kingston, Portmore, and major transport corridors. Designed to drive growth, efficiency, and innovation. This is the future of commerce, a dynamic hub for light industrial and commercial activity, built to empower businesses and strengthen Jamaica's economic position in the region. Picture seamless warehousing, modern distribution centers, thriving office spaces, and flexible zones that support manufacturing, e-commerce, and corporate operations, all connected by strong, resilient, and sustainable infrastructure and reliable transport access. This is about faster movement of goods, smarter business solutions, and creating opportunities that uplift communities and energize the economy. Raintree will support entrepreneurship, attract investment, and become a catalyst for long-term national development. The vision is clear. The foundation is set. The Raintree Commercial Complex marks the first phase of a comprehensive development plan for the Caymanas Estate Development Area. Spanning almost 11,000 acres, the Caymanas Development Area is poised to drive Jamaica's national growth and expansion agenda in a sustainable way. It will unlock extraordinary opportunities and
Hey, good day everyone. Welcome to our live broadcast of the contract signing and Hey, good day everyone. Welcome to our live broadcast of the contract signing and groundbreaking of the UDC Raintree Commercial Complex right here. All right, we're going to have all the interview, all the highlights, all the presentation for you right here on BOJTV. I'm Current Spencer. Do stay tuned. Alright, so we are coming to you live. It's the groundbreaking, the official contract signing and groundbreaking of the UDC Raintree Commercial Complex. We have with us now the chairman of UDC, Chairman Norman Brown. How are you, sir?
I am fine this morning, sir, and thank you for asking. And welcome to this momentous occasion for the UDC and for Jamaica.
Alright, how significant, how happy are you today, Chairman?
I am elated because this is like a coming out for the UDC. I was privy to some information yesterday by the GM. I said this is our first commercial venture in over 20 years.
Wow.
We have done other projects, but most of those are really for social enterprise, for the improvement of the experience of our citizens. But this one is to enhance growth and business development, as well as to make income for the UDC.
Okay, all right. So in terms of time frame, we're signing the contract and we're breaking grounds today. What sort of time frame are we looking at for this project?
This project is slated to last about 12 to 14 months, and it is really it's captioned as a commercial center.
Right.
But it's really a logistics and light industrial park.
Okay.
So companies companies can come and do their logistics operations. You know that space in Kingston and the other urban spaces are a premium.
Definitely.
So for you to be doing your redistribution, packaging and even light manufacturing, this is an ideal location. You're minutes away from the port. You're right on the main
Strategically
artery.
located.
Right.
Yes.
So we are very, very happy that we are able to provide such a facility for the business community and to contribute to the growth and expansion of the economy.
Okay. And in terms of the process, business persons who want to be involved, get spaces, or the space is gone already.
I think we're about 40% taken up.
Wow.
So people need to act because
One announcement.
we have advertised on this various social platforms,
Right.
also on the UDC website. So persons who are still interested can come in and have a discussion. Our team will be on site today for both technical as well as sales information.
Awesome.
So there's a complete shop here today to cater to the needs of all interested parties. But this is a tremendous opportunity which I urge all our business community across the island to embrace and to ensure that they are a part of it. Because the units, the lots are moving very, very quickly.
Okay. And of course, Chairman, I know you would want to take the opportunity to just bring us up to date. Anything up to date in terms of any other project exciting that's happening at UDC?
As you would have noticed when you asked me how I am, I told you I was elated.
Yes.
Because today is really the beginning of the what I would call reclaiming our perch in the government space.
Yes.
In former years, the UDC, the media used to refer to us as a blue chip organization.
Yes.
Right. I don't know when last you have heard that description.
No,
but
yes.
we are aiming to reclaim that. So, apart from Raintree, we're going to be back here shortly. Further down the road for the Caymanas housing development, where we are going to be doing, in the first phase, we're going to be doing 1,250 houses. Board Developers is our joint venture partner.
Right.
We're also going to be looking at relocating our headquarters. We are planning to build.
And you're presently on the waterfront.
Right. So we are planning to move to Government Oval at Hero Circle.
Okay.
Where we will be doing a complex of about 400,000 square feet, which will include the future home for the Ministry of National Security, a built-for-purpose facility, as well as numerous government agencies that are like statutory bodies and so on that we currently have in our building, as well as new ones.
Okay.
So and then we will now allow the private sector to embrace the waterfront and to create added value down there for the citizens of Jamaica.
Yes. In terms of what you just said, Chairman, the 1,200 housing units.
Yes.
I know the viewers, as you said that, the ears must have perked up. Give me a little more information.
All right. So the housing overview.
Yes.
The housing overview. The UDC is going to go back into housing in a very serious way, and we have 12,000 units across the country.
Okay.
Caymanas will be looking at about 4,000 houses in total.
Yes.
In this phase. These are 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom units that we will be building. Close by at Brayton, we'll be doing 2,000 affordable income houses as well. And in Helsha, we'll be doing another 2,000. We'll be coming to Westmoreland in the Fontil White House area with 1,500 units. We'll be going to Ocheras with I don't remember the exact numbers there because there are so many, but we will be doing about. The land is 60 acres, so we're going to be doing several developments on those. And we are open for business with a lot of these are going to be joint venture partnerships with the private sector.
Okay, and of course, Chairman, the second city, I realize it's not been left out. I just saw the advertisement for that beach park beside Harmony Cove.
Right.
Being advertised. Tell me a little bit about the second city.
All right. So the Harmony Beach Park is the UDC's crown jewel. It's open to the public at all times. The instruction from the Prime Minister, there's never to be an exclusion of the public from the park. It doesn't matter what the event is. It is required to be open and accessible to the public at all times.
Okay.
Currently, we have a minor challenge in that we monitor on a daily basis the water quality. And for the last 2 weeks, we have not been satisfied. So we, as a precaution, we have temporarily...
The beach?
Yes, the beach itself, but the park is open.
Yes.
We have normally, we have taken the precaution to close the beach while we and the health authorities monitor the quality of the water, so that when it is reopened and our citizens go back, they can be confident that they are swimming in pristine water.
Okay.
It was a natural occurring event with a phenomenon called red algae.
Okay.
That grows very quickly. So we are addressing what would have spurred that growth.
Okay. Being responsible.
Right.
Course,
so
definitely.
beside that now is the Walter Fletcher Beach. We are now seeking concession years to operate that beach as well,
right,
and to develop it. So you have to have a development plan that will enhance the experience of the citizens and the patrons.
Yes.
Because our focus at UDC is that we create and enhance the urban experience for our citizens.
Yes.
If tourists come and enjoy that, then that's a plus.
Yes.
But our primary focus is to enhance the experience that our citizens will get when they're in Prague, right? And then we have what I would call the crown jewel of the Caribbean, which is the Duns River Fall.
Yes, yes.
We are going to be creating the Duns River attraction.
Yes.
There has been no substantial development at Duns River for the last 50 years. If you went on a school trip like I did decades
I've
ago,
been here many years I've been.
right,
Yes, I've been back.
nothing has changed except for our boat stairwell that has been built.
Mm-hmm.
What we want is to allow the visitors to the park to spend, after you climb the falls, there must be other things that you can experience.
Yeah, for sure.
So we are going to be adding other amenities and creating experiences, including food and music and dining, and we want to extend the opening hours of the park from say 8 to 5 to maybe 8 to 10, so that you can have some nighttime experience. We want to light the falls so you can climb the falls in the day, in the evening, in the night. And we want to attract more visitors, because when we got the consultants in, they said to us that there's nothing like it in the Caribbean.
Yes.
But we are being outperformed by other minor attractions in terms of the rewards that we get.
Okay.
Up to 10 times more financial rewards than us. And they attract more cruise ship visitors. And I saw a news item the other day where the craft vendors were worried that the development would displace them. And I would say to them, no.
Okay.
Have confidence in us, because what we are aiming to do is to bring in more cruise ship passengers there. So they should plan to receive more cruise ship passengers and enhance their offerings so they can get more business.
Okay. And what sort of time frame we're looking at here, Chairman?
Well, the RFP is out now. I think it closed the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing the evaluation, and that is for the design that we want.
Yes.
And we have gotten some international companies that have done designs internationally for the other attractions and cruise ship piers.
Okay.
And some of them came on a site visit and they were amazed at what they saw. And they're saying, how come you guys sit on this and not doing anything to maximize the worth to the country? So we think it is our responsibility to enhance that experience and to enhance the income for both the UDC, Jamaica, because it would be a fantastic foreign exchange earner for us.
Yes.
Right, so that's where we are.
That's great news, Chairman, because as you rightfully said, that waterfalls, Duns River Falls, is probably one of the biggest names in attraction across the world.
Yes,
so
there's none like it.
That,
so we are going to turn it into something that all Jamaica can be proud of.
Yes. And I hope we'll see some international marketing, because this can be a great pull and boost for the tourism industry overall.
Right. Seems like you have been sitting in our board meetings. but we see the potential.
Yes.
And as the Prime Minister mentioned a few weeks back, the UDC is really a sleeping giant. And his charge to us is that we must awaken the giant and we must embark on things bigger than ourselves, and that's what we are focused on.
All right, Chairman, we want to thank you for talking to us.
You're
here at
welcome,
BOJTV,
sir.
and we look forward to hearing you speak at the podium.
Most definitely.
A little later.
Thank you, sir.
Norman Brown, Chairman of the UDC.
You're welcome. Blessings.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Raintree Commercial Complex. My name is Loy Malcolm. I'm the Deputy General Manager with responsibility for technical services at UDC.
I am Sherlock Glenister, the Deputy General Manager responsible for subsidiary management and revenue generation. I'm very happy to be here at our groundbreaking commercial complex. We're all excited about it. We're doing a lot of work, and this is the result of the hard work that the UDC team and everybody else would have contributed to having us at this stage for this groundbreaking.
I think it's important to share that this development has been decades in the making.
Yeah.
The UDC's Caymanas development area expands over 10,000 acres of land, and we intend to continue that build out in terms of commercial lots for sale as well as residential communities and amenities, and those will be coming to the market, and we'll talk some more about that in the very near future.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, so you just heard from the deputies of the UDC. We have with us now the manager, Mr. Bobby Honeygun, General Manager of the UDC. Mr. Honeygun, how are you feeling this morning, sir?
Kern, I can't believe I'm back on BOJTV again.
Well, we're the best
Right?
of Jamaica, so what do you expect?
I think it is clearly emerging
Yes.
that BOJTV is a leading television station
Definitely.
across the entire
Without
Jamaica.
doubt.
And congratulations to you and BOJ as well, Kern.
Thank you.
We're very pleased that you're here with us today, as always.
Yes.
And listen, whenever the UDC has a major event, we don't leave out the media. Right? We
course.
believe in the importance of the media in disseminating information to
Very
all of
important,
Jamaica.
very important.
BOJ a major part of that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we had the opportunity earlier of speaking to Chairman Brown and the
Yes.
deputies, and it's all excitement about today. Tell me your feeling right now as we speak live.
I was just saying a while ago to George Harty, who is our head of engineering for almost 40 years. I said, George, it is really your day and a day for all of Jamaica, all Jamaicans. Because George and the team have been planning the Caymanas build out for at least 25, 30 years at this point.
Awesome.
It is the culmination, implementation of things that the UDC has conceptualized on paper. I've seen the plans and the drawings for over 20 or 30 years, Kern.
Wow.
What it really shows is that the organization, the corporation, is moving forward in long-held plans.
Yes.
As general manager, I came in about 3 years ago, and what is different about me is that, I'm a St. Elizabeth man. So are you.
Well,
right?
yes.
So are you.
That had to be said,
Right? And, I keep it simple.
Yes.
I stick to what the organization does well. I stick to what the people of Jamaica is saying to us, right? It's housing, it's commercial opportunities, it's not only town planning. There's a lot of plans, A whole lot of organizations make plans on a regular basis. What we do is implement those plans, correct?
Right.
And the planning is important, but the implementation is equally, if not more important to us. So as the UDC is evolving, right, in its development arc to where the organization needs to be, really, as the not only premier, because it sounds a little cliche, but really what we're founded to do.
Yes.
Right? We transformed the grill, we transformed Ocho Rios, we transformed Portmore, we transformed downtown Kingston.
Yes.
Right? So we're back to transforming entire communities in a massive way. And that's what we're doing here in
Right,
Caymanas.
so I want to pick up from something that Chairman said, Brown,
Right.
because he said that he admitted that it sounded like before you came, the UDC seemed to have been a sleeping giant.
Right.
But now in recent time, today is really going to be the start of great things to happen, and what you have been doing over the last 3 years. What is happening differently? Why are we now seeing the UDC out so active and breaking ground on so many projects?
I took a big stick and I give the giant some whop in its head.
And the giant start moving.
The giant start moving.
Yes.
Is exactly what we did, Kurt.
Yes.
Hey, listen, it's going back to basics, right? And not forgetting why you exist, why you're in place.
Mm-hmm.
You're really, really in place, for the people of Jamaica. This is Jamaica's agency. This is for me and you and Tom and Bill and Cheryl and Susan, right? Who live both in Matthews Lane, here at Ferry, over in Cherry Gardens, all the way in Montego Bay, out in Portland Point, out in Negril Point. This is for all Jamaicans because the UDC, as the premier developer of government properties, is here to transform communities for everybody, because everybody wants a better lifestyle, and better physical infrastructure to support that lifestyle. When you go abroad and you go to developed countries and you see the quality of their communities, the quality of their roads, their transportation systems, their drainage.
Yes.
Something as simple as drainage, Kern. We can't get drainage wrong, right? Drainage has to be done properly. So when you see these things that we are doing immediately, upfront, early, right, in a proper way, it shows our commitment to Jamaica, and it shows our commitment as professionals to how this country needs to develop. Our board has done a great job. Our minister, who is the Prime Minister, fantastic leadership, right? Our permanent secretary, Arlene Williams, our cabinet secretary, all the ministers, my team, my UDC team.
Awesome work.
On Saturdays and Sundays and nights when I call them, because there are places here and I buck up late at night in South St. Elizabeth, but we won't tell everybody that.
We won't tell them about the curry goat spot.
The curry goat spot. We want it to remain a secret.
Yes.
And I'm on the phone calling them. You've brought me up on a Friday night or a Saturday night at 11 or 12, and I'm on the phone with the team discussing something that we need to get done.
Yes.
It shows their dedication to this country. Let it never be said that the civil service is really not in step with Jamaica's development. The civil service, in a massive way, is creating the outcomes for all of Jamaica. So I have to commend my team, Loy and all of the DGMs and the rest of the technical team and sales team and support team, and the people who have to contend with me and tolerate me.
Yes.
I'm not the easiest guy to tolerate.
And as I said, we had the opportunity of speaking to your two deputies, and they have their hands on the pulse of things. But finally, before you go, we can't let you go. The last time you spoke to us here on BOJTV, you excited the viewers about that Portmore project. You have to give us an update.
Yes, Portmore Park is going well. I need you to come and take a look at it.
Yes.
It would be wonderful if you guys did a feature showing where Portmore Park is now. We're over 50%, heading to 60% completion. The wet works and infrastructure, civil infrastructure is mostly in. Right, and we're moving now to really landscaping and all the other fine items that are going to be needed to complete the park. As the Prime Minister has said in his budget speech, as he has said at every opportunity, the people of Portmore will get a park before the end of the year. And that is a massive change when you're thinking about a community. Property prices are going to go up. The quality of the lifestyle of the people of Portmore are going to go up. You're going to have better dining options, better health and wellness options. The country is really evolving, Kern. The country is really, really evolving, into becoming a first world country in a very short period of time. Gone are the days when you and I, who used to go to a little bush school out in St. Elizabeth,
you mean the school on the hill?
The school on the hill, right?
When Miss Roper used to say the bus did not leave you. You missed the bus.
You missed the bus.
Miss Roper.
Yes. And whenever you don't catch the bus, Kern, God help you, grab and walk up that hill. Right?
Yes.
The country is evolving. We're becoming more modern. And the systems that are in place, I'm really proud of it. It's a great time to be alive, let me tell you.
All right.
Great time to be alive, Kern. And also, don't forget, that is not one or two things the UDC will be doing.
Yes.
We'll be doing additional developments across Jamaica.
The chairman told me a whole
8,000, 10,000 houses that we're really targeting, Kern. And it's everywhere across the country. We're operating 11 parishes. 11 parishes we're operating. And in operating in 11 parishes, the same thing you're seeing here in Portmore, you're going to be able to see across the rest of the parishes as well, right? Housing, commercial, park infrastructure, social infrastructure, all of it.
Definitely a lot happening.
And St. Elizabeth as well.
Of course, you know,
All right.
if we never hear that, you know, you can't come down.
I know, I
spiritually
realize.
weekend. All right, we want to thank you, Mr. Honeygan, for talking to us again on BOJTV. We're always here to carry the good news from UDC. We're looking forward for your presentation from the podium, so we'll be tuned in and ensure that the viewers, you know, get word for word, bite for bite, what the gem is saying.
Excellent, Kern. Thanks for having us, and we really appreciate your work with the UDC, your trusted partner, and we love BOJ.
Thank you. Respect, Bobby.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Ready? All right, so we are coming to you live. It's the groundbreaking, the official contract signing and groundbreaking of the UDC Raintree Commercial Complex. We have with us now the chairman of UDC, Chairman Norman Brown. How are you, sir?
I am fine this morning, sir, and thank you for asking. And welcome to this momentous occasion for the UDC and for Jamaica.
All right, how significant, how happy are you today, Chairman?
I am elated because this is like a coming out for the UDC. I was privy to some information yesterday by the GM. I said this is our first commercial venture in over 20 years.
Wow.
We have done other projects, but most of those are really for social enterprise, for the improvement of the experience of our citizens. But this one is to enhance growth and business development, as well as to make income for the UDC.
Okay, all right. So in terms of time frame, we're signing the contract and we're breaking grounds today. What sort of time frame are we looking at for this project?
This project is slated to last about 12 to 14 months, and it is really it's captioned as a commercial center,
right.
but it's really a logistics and light industrial park.
Okay.
So companies companies can come and do their logistics operations. You know that space in Kingston and the other urban spaces are a premium.
Definitely.
So for you to be doing your redistribution, packaging and even light manufacturing, this is an ideal location. You're minutes away from the port. You're right on the main
strategically
artery.
located.
Right.
Yes.
So we are very, very happy that we are able to provide such a facility for the business community and to contribute to the growth and expansion of the economy.
Okay. And in terms of the process, business persons who want to be involved, get spaces, or the space is gone already.
Well, I think we're about 40% taken up.
Wow.
So people need to act because
an announcement.
We have advertised on this various social platforms,
right.
Also on the UDC website. So persons who are still interested can come in and have a discussion. Our team will be on site today for both technical as well as sales information.
Awesome.
So there's a complete shop here today to cater to the needs of all interested parties. But this is a tremendous opportunity which I urge all our business community across the island to embrace and to ensure that they are a part of it, because the units, the lots are moving very, very quickly.
Okay. And of course, Chairman, I know you would want to take the opportunity to just bring us up to date. Anything up to date in terms of any other project exciting that's happening at UDC?
As you would have noticed when you asked me how I am, I told you I was elated.
Yes.
Because today is really the beginning of the what I would call reclaiming our perch in the government space.
Yes.
In former years, the UDC, the media used to refer to us as a blue chip organization.
Yes.
Right. I don't know when last you have heard that description. But
no, yes.
we are aiming to reclaim that. So, apart from Raintree, we're going to be back here shortly, further down the road for the Caymanas housing development, where We are going to be doing, in the first phase, we're going to be doing 1,250 houses. Gore Developers is our joint venture partner.
Right.
We are also going to be looking at relocating our headquarters. We are planning to build.
And you're presently on the waterfront.
Right. So we are planning to move to Government Oval at Hero Circle.
Okay.
All
right, so we have run into a beautiful officer of the UDC. How are you, ma'am? You want to just introduce yourself to TV land?
Well, my name is Patricia Henry Brown.
Yes.
The Brown is recent.
Okay.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm a financial consultant here at the UDC. So I'm not an officer. At some point I was on the board, but I'm also helping UDC in a deeper way.
Okay.
So as it relates to Raintree, I work with the project team in terms of costing out the project and looking at the ROI, because at the end of the day, the return on investment in this beautiful project is very important, because one, we have to ensure that UDC gain from it, and we want to be sure that also the country is getting value for money, and also the investors here. So the project team will come up with a concept, they come up with the build out and everything else, and as the financial consultant I will dig deep in the numbers. So I'm really a number cruncher kind of lady.
All right, I want to thank you very much, Mrs. Brown, and you must be happy today about this project.
Absolutely. We have been on the ground since Wednesday. Since last week, I was here Sunday.
Yes.
Because when they told me that it is raining heavily and they have to get some shale that you see on is it shale? Shingles.
Shingles, yes.
Shingles.
Yes.
And they have to get some shingles. I was on location because we want to be sure that the project cost is coming out as we had budgeted, and that is what I aim to do here at the UDC, to keep costs in containment.
Okay. Keep up the good work, Mrs. Brown, and thanks for talking to us here at BOJTV.
Thank
you. All the best.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
All right, so we're still live here. It's the official contract signing and groundbreaking of the UDC Raintree Commercial Complex, and we have caught up with one of the best in the business, Miss Kimberly McLeod. She's wearing a big title today, relatively new title. Welcome to BOJTV.
Thank you
Talk
for
to me
having
about the title first of all.
So I'm the consultant corporate relations and marketing relations, consultant corporate relations and marketing for the Urban Development Corporation.
Yes.
So essentially it's just communications, making sure that the public has information to be properly informed and empowered to make the right decisions.
All right, so having said that, give us some information.
Okay, so one of the things that I want to talk about specifically is that the Urban Development Corporation is in the business of making development happen for the people of Jamaica. The Urban Development Corporation was established through an act of parliament, meaning it's a statutory agency which is able to develop lands which are held in trust in terms of public asset for the development of value for the people of Jamaica. So for example, we are standing on what is a part of an 11,000 acre property, 50% of which will be reserved for environmental protection and the other percentage of it for actual development to unlock potential and monetary value for the public. So what we're going to do here today is the groundbreaking for the Raintree Commercial Complex, and this is 69 fully serviced lots which will offer spaces for light industrial and commercial spaces. So for your office spaces, for your warehousing, for your logistics, this is going to be the place that you're going to do that. And I also want to use the opportunity to invite investors. There are 69 lots. We have several of them already under offer. If you have not yet made a purchase or made an offer, now is the time. And if you have not yet tuned in, please do so and get all the information. We also will soon be launching the Raintree website, where you'll get a lot of information on the Raintree Commercial Complex. And I'd also love to talk about the other areas within which the Urban Development Corporation operates. So we operate in the commercial space, the residential space, venue rentals, and in recreation. So the Urban Development Corporations actually operate the world famous Duns River Falls and Park. You know that? Yes, right? So we invite our Jamaicans, and soon we'll be launching a local campaign which will focus on encouraging Jamaicans to come out and enjoy their local natural assets. So we want you to come out and enjoy the Duns River. We want you to enjoy Minnie Simpson. We have Laughing Waters. These are properties that we have available for renting. So if you're planning a marriage, planning a wedding, if you're planning a birthday celebration, a little private private dinners. These are lovely retreats. And what I will say is what you might get on the market, the open market, the private market, will be significantly higher compared to what the Urban Development Corporation charges. So the venues are beautiful and the rates are very, very reasonable and affordable.
Awesome. And of course, you know, you're going to have a proper sit down with BOJTV
Yes.
because, you know, you haven't spoken to chairman, to GM.
Yes.
There's so much happening.
There's so
But
much.
one thing I can say,
Yes.
though, is that since you have been on board, you know, we're getting the information.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that.
We're seeing you on Instagram.
Yes.
You like social media.
Yes,
so as the
thank you
chairman
so
said,
much.
UDC, you know, it was a sleeping giant.
Right.
But the giant is now roaring.
Awake, you know, and I just thank you so much. Thank you. And I just want to say, please follow us on all socials. We are on Instagram at UDC Jamaica, also on TikTok, on Twitter, and we're also on LinkedIn, you know, where the professionals connect. So please follow us for more information. There's so much that UDC is involved in, so many benefits to engage in, and we want to make sure that we're providing that information to you.
All right, so there you have it, Miss Kimberly McLeod. And of course, we're going to sit with her very soon so we can get all the good things coming out of UDC. Keep it locked. You're live right here on BOJTV. We're coming to you live.
Jamaica, also on TikTok, on Twitter.
Andrew Holness. And as the Prime Minister and the officials take their respective seats, we give just a few more seconds. May we then invite you to remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and Lord Edwards, OD, of the Lighthouse Church.
Very pleasant morning. All the officials that are here, ladies and gentlemen, let us pray. Lord, we recognize your awesomeness. You are Lord over our lives. You are Lord over our nation. We thank you for this lovely nation, all Jamaica, in the midst of the Caribbean Sea. We thank you because you have carried us as a nation throughout the years, from slavery to independence. And now, God, you are lifting the standard in this nation. Lord, you have stood with us throughout our challenges. Successive governments have led us well. Today, we are celebrating major reduction of crime, murder in particular. For 3 years straight, God, we have seen murder taking a nosedive. We thank you for the churches, the various organizations, the police department, who helped to fight this crime monster. And now, God, we're seeing this tremendous reduction. I believe, God, that this year we will see further reduction in major crimes, which I know, God, that we'll see businesses thriving again in Jamaica. We'll see people free to walk on our streets. Our children must play in their communities and in their parks. Today we gather here, and it's a clear sign that more businesses are coming into our communities. Thank you for UDC as they launch this powerful project, the Raintree Commercial Complex. We recognize, oh God, that this section of this community must continue to thrive in business. Mighty God, I thank you that you will put your protective hands over the business owners who will take position here. Mighty God, I thank you that your hand will be upon all of us as we continue to enjoy our lovely nation. Have your way in this program today, and let everything be done decently and in order. Have your way today as I give you the praise, the glory, the honor, and the majesty in Jesus'
Ever a prayer deserves a round of applause. That one please give Reverend Apostle Ron Edmonds a round of applause. Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, the Honorable Olivia Babsy-Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Alondo Terralong, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Honorable Audrey Sewell, Cabinet Secretary, members of the House of Representatives, to include Ms. Denise Daly, the St. Catherine Eastern Member of Parliament, Mr. Robert Miller, the St. Catherine Southeastern Member of Parliament, and other MPs here. Mrs. Arlene Williams, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Mrs. Icelyn Golding, the Costas Rotularium for the Parish of St. Catherine. Mr. Norman Brown, the Chairman of the Urban Development Corporation. Mr. Robert Bobby Honeycomb, Chairman of the UDC and members of the UDC team. Heads of government agencies, corporate leaders, other civil society stakeholders, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We did this already, so we're going to do it again. It's Holy Week, so we deserve a holy good morning. Good morning. Well done, well done. Thank you so much for being with us here today. Listen, you're not going to be a passive audience. You're going to be a very active audience. This project represents big things that are happening in Jamaica. So just look beside you, turn to your neighbor and say, big things are going on. Big things are going on. All right, so let me tell you, having established the protocol, all the other speakers coming next can just proceed with their speaking notes and engaging the audience. Well, welcome to the official contract signing and groundbreaking ceremony. Right here at Caymanas Estate, the ferry pen off the Mandela Highway. So for those who are watching online, because we are streaming to Jamaica and the rest of the world, once you're on the Mandela Highway and you come upon the ferry police station, just turn right beside there. That's where we are today. I want to especially, though, thank all of you who are here and online to be with us today for our Good News Project. It's huge, as I said. We're on a section of 4,300 hectares of land owned by the UDC. Today, we're going to break ground to develop a sustainable or eco-friendly commercial, industrial, residential, and mixed-use development to incorporate an eco-friendly design. But today, we're really looking at the commercial aspect of it. Now, I want to invite the chairman of the UDC board to come and bring the official greetings. But before he does, I have a quick video to share with you. So we'll play the video, and then right after, Mr. Norman Brown will come and officially welcome you.
Imagine it. Development like you've never seen before. A bold new chapter in Jamaica's commercial evolution is here. Welcome to the Raintree Commercial Complex at the strategically located ferry pen, just minutes from Kingston, Portmore, and major transport corridors. Raintree covers 108 acres of prime development land designed to drive growth, efficiency, and innovation. This is the future of commerce, a dynamic hub for light industrial and commercial activity, built to empower businesses and strengthen Jamaica's economic position in the region. Picture seamless warehousing, modern distribution centers, thriving office spaces, and flexible zones that support manufacturing, e-commerce, and corporate operations, all connected by strong, resilient, and sustainable infrastructure and reliable transport access. This is about faster movement of goods, smarter business solutions, and creating opportunities that uplift communities and energize the economy. Raintree will support entrepreneurship, attract investment, and become a catalyst for long-term national development. The vision is clear. The foundation is set. The Raintree Commercial Complex marks the first phase of a comprehensive development plan for the Caymanas Estate Development Area. Spanning almost 11,000 acres, the Caymanas Development Area is poised to drive Jamaica's national growth and expansion agenda in a sustainable way. It will unlock extraordinary opportunities and deliver tangible benefits to the people of Jamaica. The Urban Development Corporation is proud to lead this impactful initiative as we continue our mission of making development happen.
Madam Moderator, Mrs. Nomi Francis, I will observe your instructions as to the protocol, but please allow me to recognize the most Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, and also the Honorable Custos, Ms. Iselin Goulding, Custos Rotulorum for the parish of St. Catherine. It is my great honor today to welcome you to the signing and groundbreaking ceremony of this Raintree Commercial Complex. The name of the complex, as stated, commercial complex, is really a logistics and industrial park. That's our aim, to have it operate in that way. This development will be a strategic, investor-ready, and future-facing development proudly brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation. And I would say to you, ladies and gentlemen, today is the re-emergence of the Urban Development Corporation in the development landscape of Jamaica. This development is our first commercial development in 27 years. We have done other developments in Jamaica, but those are mainly of a social enterprise. We are extremely proud of Harmony Park in Montego Bay. We're extremely proud of the Resilient Park in Portmore, which you will be able to enjoy by July. And we are also looking forward to the park in Mandeville. We haven't gotten the name yet, but we are looking forward to those developments. The Raintree Commercial Complex is a bold investment in Jamaica's economic infrastructure. It is the first block in our long-term vision for the transformation of the Caymanas estate into a dynamic hub
for business, logistics, and community life. The first phase consists of 69 fully serviced commercial lots offered to the market with modern infrastructure and strategic access to the ports, highways, and labor. The response by investors has been amazing. And so far, without a shovel in the ground, I think we have sold at least 35% of the lots. So we anticipate that after today's contract signing and presentation, we will have other investors in the audience who are interested, and we are prepared. Our sales and technical team are here at a desk, so if you are interested, you could get your initial information from them. Raintree is about scale. It's about logistics. It's about light industry and, more important, job creation. But more than that, it is about proving that Jamaica can offer the kind of planned, high-quality commercial space that global investors are looking for. This kind of environment that reflects a country serious about development. What is clear is that this government is playing a role on as both development driver and development facilitator. We are identifying and acting on opportunities to enable businesses to thrive, thereby fostering sustainable growth and meaningful job creation, as often said by our Prime Minister. The urban development is leading the national initiative to drive growth and transformation of Jamaica. As a public asset manager, we have awesome responsibility and indeed the important duty of being architects of Jamaica's economic future. We are ensuring that the land held in the public trust are optimized to generate revenue, create jobs, and deliver value to the Jamaican people. The transformation of Caymanas is taking shape, and we are proud to be at the forefront of this undertaking. There's more nationally significant developments planned for this area, and we are looking forward to sharing some with you shortly. We should be back in this space further down the road in another month or two, where we will break ground for the housing aspect of our trust to develop Caymanas. We'll be doing 1,250 houses in a joint venture partnership with Gore Development Limited as our joint venture partner, and we will be breaking ground for that shortly. And that will be the first phase of about 4,000 houses that we want to erect in the Caymanas area. But we are not done. We are going to Brayton with 2,000 units. We are going to Helsha with another 2,000 units. So the UDC is going into the housing market in a very serious way to add to the housing stock, Prime Minister. And we are not confining our operation to Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine. We'll be going to Westmoreland with 1,500 units. We'll be going to St. Anne in Ocho with another 600 units. And there are other we are going to other locations as well to do a total of 12,000 units. As we focus our attention on today's contract signing and groundbreaking ceremony, I invite you to observe the magnitude of what is taking place here and how it will revolutionize our economic and social landscape. It has been quite an honor to be part of this exceptional project and the visioning for the transformation of Jamaica. And I must say, I jumped ahead of my salutations, but I would like to recognize the board and the team at UDC, because they are the ones who have been driving this process to get us to this point where we will break ground for this monumental project. I would also like to recognize my previous chairman, Mr. Ransford Graham QC, because, sir, this initiative started under your watch. So I am continuing the process of implementation for you. Our hard-working teams are here and are happy to give you impactful information as you take part in this transformative development. Finally, allow me to make the point that the Urban Development Corporation, with the strong support of its dedicated board, and I do say dedicated board, the the management team and the clear vision of the Prime Minister is devotedly committed to making development happen for Jamaica. Thank you again, and again, a very warm welcome to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. You know, Apostle Edwards, I think you're kind of inspiring me because after, again, all those matters that were highlighted by Mr. Brown, I feel led to ask everybody, turn to your neighbor to the right and say, it's a blessing. Turn to your neighbor to the left and say, big things are happening in Jamaica. Can you imagine a whole 27 years? Oh, listen to Minister Grange. A whole 27 years has passed, and this is the first time we're having a commercial development from the UDC. Give the team at the UDC a round of applause. I want to acknowledge too, I mean, you see how there is some bells and whistles on it? There's a lot of hard work that's involved in putting together a function like this. So Bobby, you and your team, Kim, you and your team deserve high commendations. I want to acknowledge as well, while we started, Mr. Anthony Hilton, Member of Parliament, came in, as well as the Mayor of Portmore, Mr. Leon Thomas. Hello, Leon, how are you? And also, we have representatives from the St. Catherine Parish Council, the Portmore Municipal Corporation, and the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation, who are here with us today. Pardon me? And councillors, yes, councillors. I wanted to especially welcome, and believe me when I pause to welcome, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Dr. Gary McKenzie, who is here with us. You know, Apostle Edwards spoke about the reduction in crime. We have to support the members of our security forces, and they've been doing a wonderful job staying the course and ensuring that we secure Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, give them a round of applause, man, it's true. At this time, may I invite then, we are in her space, the Custos Rotularium for the Parish of St. Catherine, the Honorable Iselin Golding, CDJP, to bring greetings.
Good morning. Big things are happening, isn't it? So it's a high five moment. So turn to your neighbor, I'll follow my moderator and say high five. Good, good. Now I'm feeling the vibes. Yes, it's a high five moment. I'll follow your instructions, but I crave your understanding to welcome Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, our Prime Minister, and other cabinet members, members of Parliament. I also need to recognize our hardworking chairman, Mr. Norman Brown, chairman of UDC, and Mr. Honeygan, Robert Honeygan, general manager, and all executives of UDC. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I greet you well. Now, this morning, today is a happy moment for the parish of St. Catherine. And it is a privilege and a profound honor to join you in this landmark occasion and to bring you greetings on behalf of the most progressive parish in Jamaica. Yes, yes, yes. Let me add my bit of welcome to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you all to this space. A space, this space of rich history. St. Catherine is full of the best historical sites in Jamaica. And this is where tourism, with all the developments, will be booming in short order, I'm sure. Right. Absolutely. So, Mr. Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, St. Catherine is ready, and we are growing. We have the land space, We have the right people for the right investment. So we are always ready for this and more. So when we see the numerous developments and investments taking place, you feel a sense of hope, a sense that something good is happening all over. So to God be the glory. But before I go, I want to just make a mention of the history of this little space, just one line. Today is April 16th. On the 17th of April, 1684, the Ferry Inn was established, one day apart. The history is great on Ferry itself because we didn't have a bridge, so there used to be a ferry. And there was an act that was made in 1677 where toll was charged for those ferry to go across. But when you have time, just read about the rich history of this space, okay? This is truly a defining moment in Ferry, a moment when planning meets purpose, when vision meets action, when public service meets private enterprise, and when leadership shows its truest form. Mr. Prime Minister, I ask you, how do you do it? What is significance too, Mr. Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, is the skill set and initiatives of our young people. I was at an expo in Twickenham Park recently. When you see the quality products, the innovations, the quality displays by the MSMEs, what this is telling you is that Jamaica is large in construction and in all development. So to me, what this Raintree commercial complex is saying to us today is that it is a declaration to the world that Jamaica is solid for doing business. Applause. I must commend our Prime Minister, UDC, and all stakeholders for the execution of the landmark initiative. To the contractors and workers, please know that you are building more than a structure. You are building futures, so build with pride and purpose. May this groundbreaking mark not just the start of construction, but the continuation of transformation. As custos of the parish, along with the justices of the peace, we will support in whatever way we can and continue to play our part in engaging communities for a more peaceful parish. May God bless the work ahead. May He bless all those who labor in this Raintree commercial complex. And may He forever bless Jamaica land we love. Thank you.
Custos Golding, thank you so much. You know, in essence, Custos Golding has told us that this is really Jamaica's next chapter. Taking a page out of the Prime Minister's book, we're turning the page, a new leaf, a new chapter, into what will be our future. We're building our dream and our vision. You know, Prime Minister, I beg your indulgence just for a second, because I don't think I could live it down if I didn't add to the history lesson that Custos Golding was telling. And I don't want to age myself, but I'm a parishioner too. I'm from St. Catherine, Portmore to be exact, Southeast St. Catherine to be exact. And I recall when I used to go to high school in Kingston, St. Hugh's, here was not developed at all. All bush was a cane piece. So we've come a far way. But in saying that, there's why I'm going to beg pardon. Also today marks a significant day. Today is the 100th, the actual day, the 100th anniversary of Kingston College. So I couldn't, there are so many cases. Let me beg pardon from now. I went to St. Hugh's. My brothers went to Kingston College. And I say Anthony Hilton, I had to pander. My apologies. But Kingston College as well celebrates a good day today, being their 100th anniversary. Let me tell you too, you see, I'm trying to get my hand out of the lion's mouth, right? We have two good schools here performing, right? One, the great Immaculate Conception. Lots of my neighbors went there. And the other one, the great St. Catherine High School. The chairman of UD, oh goodness, I've started something I can't get out of. The chairman of the UDC says I can't move unless I said that he went to Calabar. And then I have to tell you the Prime Minister went to St. Catherine High. And let me just segue into telling you that our next item is going to be the project overview. And right after the project overview, which you'll see on your screen, we'll have a soloist from the great St. Catherine High School, Alexandria Powell, will entertain you.
Is Raintree Commercial Complex, a bold and visionary undertaking by the Urban Development Corporation, making groundbreaking moves across Jamaica and shaping a new future for our people. Spanning 108 acres of prime land at Ferry Pen in St. Catherine, Raintree is set to become a dynamic hub for light industrial activity and commercial enterprise, a space built with purpose, designed for progress, and created to power possibilities. The complex will offer 69 fully serviced subdivided lots, complete with modern infrastructure, including water, sewage, roadways, electricity, and stormwater systems. It is thoughtfully designed with green spaces and environmental preservation areas to promote sustainability and support long-term resilient growth. Strategically located at the convergence of three of Jamaica's major highways, the P.J. Patterson, the Edward Seaga, and the Nelson Mandela highways, Raintree offers seamless connectivity, putting you just minutes from both Kingston and Spanish Town, creating unprecedented market and transportation access. This ideal location positions Raintree to become a powerful engine of trade and commerce, strengthening business-to-business linkages, facilitating investment, and catalyzing regional economic development. During its construction phase, Raintree will generate more than 2,000 short-term jobs and is projected to support over 5,000 long-term jobs across a range of industries. With a projected investment of over 15 billion Jamaican dollars, this development is a decisive leap toward economic transformation and national prosperity. This historic, groundbreaking moment is made possible because of the unwavering dedication and commitment of Team UDC. Planning, design, surveying, securing and maintaining, selling and financing. We are equally grateful for the steadfast support of our national partners who continue to walk alongside us on this transformative journey. The National Environmental and Planning Agency, NEPA, the Social Development Commission, the National Water Commission, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, the Municipal Corporation. This is Raintree, the beginning of something extraordinary, creating a gateway to boundless opportunities for businesses and for Jamaica. And we are Team UDC, proudly making development happen.
Testing. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Alexia Powell, and I'm from the St. Catherine High School, which I'm proud to be from. And I hope you enjoy our performance, my performance. I've been walking with my face turned to the sun, weight on my shoulders, I put it in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, what I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up. Take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. And I know what's around our back might be hard to face 'cause I'm alone. And I just might fail, but I know I'll try. Just as fear of the sky. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give another round of applause for the versatile and well-talented Alexia Powell. So right now, so we'll change it. All right, very good. If we can move this then to the center, please. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, then, instead of having the contract signing now, I'm just going to ensure that they move the lectern a little bit more, a little bit more. All right, wonderful. So I'll take this. We should have had the contract signing now, but we're going to have the Prime Minister come up and speak. You want to do the contract sign? Yes, the Prime Minister says, I'm insisting I want to sign before I talk. Well, there you go. We have to sign before the Prime Minister talk, because the Prime Minister is not a passive kind of Prime Minister. This is about action, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, may we? So we'll have three persons doing the signing, and Prime Minister will witness. Let me get the persons who will come. And it's important that we do it in this way, Prime Minister. Thank you for insisting, because it shows that there is more than talk to the projects that we do, especially when we hear from the chairman that this is 27 years since a project like this. All right, so may we invite then to sign on behalf of the contractors Asphaltic Concrete Enterprise, Director Patrick Gordon. Mr. Gordon. Also Director Nicholas Gordon. Nicholas. and the witness, Davia Walker. So we can have all three. Please come on stage and we'll seat you. And then from the UDC, may we have the chairman, Mr. Norman Brown, along with the company secretary, Ann Pendergrast, and the Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, will witness. All right, just ensuring that everybody is placed properly. So Anne, I beg your pardon, Davia, you're correct in where you are. Nicholas, you're correct in where you are. So Mr. Gordon, the other Mr. Gordon sits beside you, Nicholas. Prime Minister, you are in the center. Okay, so PS will witness. So PS, you are right here. All right. And our photographers and media reps are getting in place. You want this off entirely? Mr. Honeygun, you are signing as well. All right, wonderful. I see the photographers getting in shape, ready. All right, so let me tell you about the features then. Designed for sustainable low-emission businesses. And, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, you will bear with us. This is 27 years in coming. So this is a big deal. All right, wonderful. Prime Minister greets the directors of Asphaltic Concrete Enterprise. And so this development today, the infrastructure will include renewable energy and green spaces. And as you heard in the video, over 69 serviced lots for commercial and industrial enterprises with easy access to major highways facilitating connectivity. Now, crucially, a lot of people will be watching the stream, and later on tonight, when this story is on the news, they'll ask one simple thing: what that mean for me? What's in it for me? Well, let me tell you what's in it for you, the average Jamaican. Increased business, increased job creation equals an economy that is doing better, equals it's better for you, because the UDC is indeed making development happen. This signing also supports Jamaica's Vision 2030 development goals. As I said earlier, this development is on 4,300 and mash, let's say 4,370 hectares of land owned by the UDC. And they're going to have it in blocks 1, 2, 3, and 7. And apart from the commercial aspect and the industrial aspect, we'll have residential and mixed-use developments incorporating eco-friendly design principles. And the signing of one party, it seems, so we'll switch the document so that all parties can sign. And I think all the photographers have their best angle in terms of the photographs. And Bobby's working feverishly to ensure that all the I's are dotted and T's crossed. The document is well populated. So one document fully completed. There are several copies that have to be done. This is a big project, you know, so it requires several copies, right? So 1, fully complete. 2, fully complete and signed. 3 copies fully complete and signed. Bobby, you're working overtime, man. Sweating like crazy. That's because a lot of work goes into it. So the documents are signed and witnessed today. Again, Director Patrick Gordon, Director Nicholas Gordon of Asphaltic Concrete Enterprise Limited, and of course, witnessing is Davia Walker. From the government side, the UDC, the chairman, Mr. Norman Brown, is signing. Also signing is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Mrs. Arlene Williams. And I believe is witnessing, and the Prime Minister is also witnessing. So we're going to do 2 sets of photographs. Yes, we'll have everybody turning it around, and then we'll have a standing one. The Prime Minister is saying it's a vote of confidence. All right, could everybody just look toward the cameras, please? Face up. All right, they're not quite finished. Signed and sealed this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause. The contract fully signed. All right. So we are going to turn this around in under a minute to get the stage back, because our next speaker is a man who has a vision for Jamaica. Time and time again, he has said, everybody goes to bed and dream. Every night you go to sleep, you dream. But how do you bring dreams to reality? How do you move a dream to vision to reality? And last Thursday, we broke ground at the Kingston Gateway with the Shipping Association of Jamaica Improving. This one is certainly one that will be a huge, I beg your pardon, they're trying to move this, but if you could, I beg you. Poor me, I can't lift it. So I'm just trying to ensure that we get the lectern moved in the right place. Thank you. Push it back a little bit. Push it back a little bit. Up to you? Yeah, no, that way. Perfect. Thank you. All right, now we're in place. Very good. All right, and so the Prime Minister believes in turning not just dreams, but visions into reality. He has a plan for Jamaica and a plan to ensure that we improve the infrastructure of Jamaica and the connectivity that we have in Jamaica to grow our economies and improve Jamaica and improve your lives. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Michael Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Thank you, Naomi. Morning, good, still morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me thank Naomi for her masterful conduct of the ceremony so far, and Apostle Rowan Edwards for prayer. Apostle Edwards does an incredible work in this area, in particular Spanish Town with his 10,000 man march. Very important in mobilizing the community against crime and mobilizing our men in particular to be strong leaders in the homes and in the community. The social aspect of this project is very important, and I'm happy to see that you are here with us praying for the success of this project, and I commend you for your constant work. Of course, our first citizen, the Custos Rotulorum of the parish of St. Catherine, Custos Iselin Golding. Thank you for your message. We have a very distinguished list of persons who have attended upon this event. The Honorable Olivia Grange, the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports and every other thing. Of course, she's here because she's a member of parliament for Central St. Catherine, which I'm certain will benefit significantly from this development. We have also the Honorable Orlando Terrelong, Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. There are other members of the House of Representatives here. I see Mr. Robert Miller. I understand that, Denise Daly is here. MP, of course. Robert Miller, MP, Denise Daly, MP, both for St. Catherine. And where is my good friend? I know this could not miss you, Tony. Last week we were at a similar event, and Tony spoke at the event. And at that event, he made sure to outline the paternity. He literally came with the DNA test. And I wouldn't contest him on that one. Tony has been very, you could say he has been a good father to the whole business of logistics. Even in opposition, he continues to be an advocate. And you know me, I don't like to take credit for things I don't do or I did not do. But more than that, I give credit where it is due. Right? So I have no problem in acknowledging the work that Tony has done, both as a minister and as an advocate for logistics. I only claim to be a very good godfather in this matter. So I don't think there needs to be any more political banter as to who started versus and so forth. Right. So, you know, I'm happy to see you're here, Tony, as you had promised that you would have been. Let me acknowledge my permanent secretary, Arlene Williams, who has worked very tirelessly in support of the UDC and this project. Now, Norman Brown has taken on the chairmanship of the UDC, and I see the former chairman is here as well, Ransford. And both gentlemen have worked very hard to restore the UDC to the pride of place which it deserves to occupy as Jamaica's premier urban development entity. So I want to thank Norman Brown and his board and the executive team at the UDC. I'll say a few words there because it's important that it be said. The public bureaucracy can last forever. Ronald Reagan in a speech says that the closest thing to an eternal organism is the public bureaucracy. Paraphrasing him. Meaning that when you establish it as a government, particularly when you give it statutory life, and even when that statutory life gives it a mandate, sometimes it can lose its mission. So the law gives it a mandate, but it is the policies and the politics and the people that gives it the mission, that is the drive and energy to execute the mandate. It is instructive that the UDC was dormant essentially in this regard for 27 years. 27 years since the UDC undertook a development like this. This is not to say that in the last 9 years, the UDC has not undertaken several other important developments. The one that I'm particularly proud of is Harmony Park in St. James. And I'm certain that I will be exceedingly proud of the Resilient Park in the soon-to-be parish of Portmore. The fulfillment of the mandate of urban development. And in those 27 years, the staff that is there can get very frustrated. People who want to see things happen, who have gotten their academic qualifications and they want to contribute to the country, and they say, I want to work at an entity like the UDC, and then they end up in an entity where they are spinning in circles and not moving forward. They get frustrated, they lose the missioning, and as far as they are concerned, they are just there to perfect the bureaucracy, meaning that the measure of their success is how many pieces of paper they sign. What we have been trying to do with entities like the UDC is to change the bureaucratic culture, that it is the process and not the outcome. So I'm looking at the staff here, and I sense a new pride in them, that what they have gone to school for as architects and civil engineers and urban planners, they can actually now see that come to fruition. It is easy for them to just go home with their pay every month and achieve absolutely nothing. And when they retire and are telling stories to their grandchildren, and their grandchildren say, so what did you achieve? At that time, they realize that they were just a cog in the wheel, spinning and not going anywhere. And that is a challenge with bureaucracy. When we say we have to change the bureaucracy, immediately in the minds of some, they are thinking that we're going to have to shut down and lay off people and fire people. That's not how you change bureaucracy. You change the bureaucracy by getting the people who are there to produce more. This project is an example of us reviving a bureaucracy, making use of the resources that are at its disposal. So yes, we are going to celebrate the groundbreaking and the new development that will come here, but I want you to equally appreciate that you are seeing the transformation of the UDC bureaucracy. I can tell you there's an energy in the UDC now, because they have accomplished Harmony Park. They have accomplished or about to bring to completion the Portmore Resilient Park. I didn't say I'm going to assign the Mandeville Park to them, but they want it. What that tells you, when the energy starts to pick up in the public bureaucracy, that's more productivity. The Hero Circle, Government Circle project, they are ready to go on that. And there are other developments in the Cayman stretch here, which we will speak about. The chairman told you of some of them, that they are now going to focus on housing as well. So it is a good thing. So I'm here as well to celebrate the re-emergence of the UDC as Jamaica's premier urban development entity. It is a pleasure to join you for this important occasion, the official contract signing and groundbreaking for the Raintree Commercial Complex here at Caymanas Estates in St. Catherine. Today marks the materialization of a long-held vision, a vision of transforming underutilized land in this district into a center of economic activity, employment, innovation, and inclusive growth. A vision for how we move Jamaica from potential to progress. We are laying the foundation for a future of economic expansion, job creation, and spatial transformation that will serve generations to come. Let me begin by congratulating the UDC for its unwavering commitment in the revitalization of this bold initiative, your stewardship of the Cape Manners Estate Development Area, or as we're going to shorten it and call it the CEDA, C-E-D-A, reflects the very purpose for which the UDC was established, to drive sustainable urban transformation in a way that balances development with environmental stewardship and social inclusion. This moment represents the fruits of patient, coordinated planning by the Urban Development Corporation in partnership with government ministries, regulatory agencies, investors, and the communities surrounding the site. The Cape Manners Estate Development Area, of which this Raintree development is a part, has long been earmarked as one of the most strategically valuable land banks in the Kingston metropolitan region, encompassing over 10,000 acres across the St. Catherine-St. Andrew boundary. The area sits at the convergence of three major highways, the Edward Seaga, P.J. Pattison, and Nelson Mandela highways, giving it unmatched accessibility to Kingston, Spanish Town, Portmore, and other key logistics gateway. For decades, this land held potential. Today, we are converting that potential into progress. We are converting dreams into reality. I will pause here and say, as we are in the promising season, there will be many promises made, many dreams will be foretold, many soothsayers will be brought to explain and promote these dreams, and I see Bishop nodding because he gets the term of who the soothsayers are in a biblical sense. They come to interpret the dreams and to ease your minds of concerns. These are the people who come and they speak eloquently and they sell you horses that can fly. And even smart people believe them. And since we are in that season of soothsaying and promises, it is important to establish the credibility of this administration. I did not come here to promise to do this. Every week, I am breaking ground, commissioning, turning on, handing over. Very important. Every administration has dreams. They will come up with good ideas. As an academic myself, the training that you receive is that you never try to take someone's ideas without acknowledging it, without giving credit. Otherwise, it becomes plagiarism, frowned upon. So I am very careful when it comes to ideas. I don't hide ideas. If I have ideas, you will never hear me say, I won't put them out because I fear that someone will take them. And I will also tell you, if you have a good idea, yes, I will take it and implement it. Yes. So there is no need to worry that a good idea will not be implemented under this administration. And in that way, you don't need to change administration. So I am the best baby father for ideas. So, as Tony is the biological father of logistics, and I'm sure people will contest it because, you know, I'm sure people will point to the free zones and so forth of the Edward Seaga period. You know, but the point is that in the modern era, in this era of linking it with shipping and supply chains and so forth, the concept of the logistics hub was really on paper defined with Tony as minister. And in fact, the logistics hub concept was with Tony. The challenge was with the implementation. As is the challenge with any idea, you need a bureaucracy to implement it. And what I have had the privilege to do, and I thank Jamaica for giving me this incredible privilege, is to be able to execute the ideas of leaders that have gone before me. And I do my best to give credit to the persons who have the ideas, but I am always happy to break the ground, to turn on the water, to hand it over, to sign the contract, to get it done. So I see myself in the grand scheme of Jamaica's development as the deliverer-in-chief, the builder. Get it done. So I don't have a problem, and I'm unashamed in saying that I'm happy to be partnering and working with persons who have great ideas. If you have great ideas, carry them, come to me. I will get it done. So I'm sure that Tony was dreaming of this for a long time, and that is why he's here. I'm sure there are others there. I remember Carl Samuda sitting in cabinet in 2007 to 2009, conceiving and trying to get this project going. I have heard others speak of the Caymanas enterprise, the Caymana Special Economic Zone, and it just couldn't happen. But we are now getting it done. So how I see things is, yes, come up with the ideas and let us share in the success of the delivery. Tony is here sharing in this success of the delivery. And if we do that as a nation, we will be much better off. Much better off. And that is how I am trying to do development. So, Raintree is the first phase of a wider transformation of over 3,400 acres of developable land in this critical area at the crossroads of Kingston, Portmore, and Spanish Town. Block 1 alone, where we now stand, encompasses 108 acres of subdivided land dedicated to commercial and light industrial development. With today's groundbreaking, we take the first definitive step in activating a space that has been zoned, master planned, and environmentally assessed to support a new generation of enterprise and employment. It will deliver a much-needed supply of serviced, investment-ready lots in proximity to major roads and urban centers, fulfilling a market gap for modern commercial infrastructure outside of Kingston's core. The vision is clear: create a space where businesses, large and small, can thrive in an environment supported by first-rate infrastructure connectivity and sustainability. Let me place this project in the broader context of the government's economic strategy. Jamaica is experiencing a sustained phase of macroeconomic stability. Over the last decade, we have reduced our debt from nearly 150% of GDP to under 70%. We have maintained fiscal discipline. We have built record reserves. And even in the face of unprecedented global shocks and uncertainty, we have remained committed to a path of responsible governance. The result? Business and consumer confidence are high. Employment is at historic high levels. And Jamaica's fundamentals are strong. To keep moving forward, we must expand the productive footprint of the economy. That means making land available strategically, affordably, and with proper infrastructure for new investments to take root and grow. That is why projects like Raintree matter. They make growth happen. The Raintree commercial complex is projected to attract capital investment of at least Jamaican $3.8 billion in infrastructure, and will support long-term private investments exceeding Jamaican $15 billion. During construction, we expect 2,000 jobs to be created, and over the long term, this complex has the potential to accommodate more than 5,000 permanent jobs, many of which will be in high-growth sectors, such as business process outsourcing, logistics, manufacturing, warehousing, and other commercial activities. As such, this project represents real opportunities for people. Yes, I can see the welders, the technicians, the engineers, the administrative staff, the ICT professionals, and small entrepreneurs. This is how we translate our economic gains into better lives for the people. The over $15 billion of projected private investment on this site, driven by the sale of the development lots, will have a multiplier effect feeding directly into the local economy, creating demand for jobs, services, housing, and transportation. And that is how development works best, when it generates self-reinforcing cycles of opportunity and progress. We are creating a virtuous cycle of peace, productivity, and prosperity. Our macroeconomic progress has enabled us to make significant investments in our infrastructure and in improving our national security apparatus and the capacity and capability of our security forces. We are seeing the payoff from these investments, as crime is now at a 25-year low. As I was met on the entry by ACP Mackenzie, congratulations, Dr. Mackenzie. He pointed out that as of today, they are 36.9% below where they were this time last year in murders. Just round that up to 37. Jamaica is becoming more peaceful. This enables us to be more productive as a country. To further increase productivity, we are reducing bureaucracy and improving the ease of doing business in Jamaica. This will enable businesses to thrive, and we will attract even greater investment and keep this virtuous cycle of peace, productivity, and prosperity going. But the value of this project goes beyond jobs and GDP. equally important is the way in which this project has been planned. And I want to spend a little bit of time on this because whenever we do development, there is this tension in the society that somehow development is not respectful and sensitive to the environment. And I want to assure the stakeholders who are advocates for the environment that the government is sensitive. And we believe that you must never trade off your environmental assets at the altar of economic progress. That's a fundamental belief of the government. We also believe that with the deep respect for the environment, but with the embrace of technology and understanding local customs and people, that we can usually find a happy equilibrium where we can be good stewards of the environment and at the same time secure economic benefit for our people. The error we make is to believe that the error we make is in believing that our environmental assets can be secured in poverty. Poverty is one of the greatest threats to our environmental assets. So as a nation, we have to figure out this very complex equation of how do we use our environmental assets, protect them and preserve them, and at the same time reduce poverty. Because in the reduction of poverty, you increase the understanding of the people who use the assets and you convert them into stewards and wardens of the environmental assets. And that is how you create this virtuous cycle of using your environmental assets to create economic opportunities, to uplift people, for people to take care of the environmental assets. And that is a message that I want to deliver both to our environmental advocates and to our planners in the government so that you understand clearly the direction of the government. So, equally important is the way in which this project has been planned. The infrastructure works permitted by the Natural Resources Conservation Authority are comprehensive and forward-looking. The internal road network will adhere to both local and international standards. The drainage system has been designed to maintain the natural hydrology of the area, with careful attention to water quality and habitat preservation. A modern sewage system will connect to the Soapberry water treatment plant, which will be expanded, by the way. In fact, with this connection, it has to be expanded. A potable water supply will come initially from the National Water Commission and then later from the Caymanas well field. Fire safety has been factored in with hydrants placed throughout the development. Electrical infrastructure will be provided by JPS under a coordinated plan. And landscaping will ensure that this commercial zone is not only functional, but also environmentally pleasing and respectful of the green spaces around it. This development has taken into account the environmental and social realities of the space. The Caymanas estate contains wetlands and forested areas of ecological significance. Accordingly, over 50% of the overall master plan will be preserved in green spaces. I want to repeat that. Over 50% of the overall master plan will be preserved in green spaces. Extensive environmental assessments, including flora and fauna studies and large tree surveys, yes, large tree surveys, were conducted to mitigate any negative impacts. These measures have not only satisfied regulatory requirements, they reflect our national commitment to responsible and sustainable development. And as I read this part, I saw the head of NEPA smiling. Now, just to be clear, this is of the wider development area. Not this specific area. The wider development area is over 3,400 hectares of land. And the UDC has control over it, and the environmental assets in there that are deemed to be of critical necessity for the maintenance of the ecological balance of the area, those areas will be protected. On the social side, the UDC engaged the Social Development Commission to conduct baseline economic surveys of nearby communities, particularly the Caymanas Village and Ferry. The area is home to nearly 230 residents, and the UDC has taken deliberate steps to minimize displacement and disruption. Notably, 27 farmers who were cultivating lands here have been identified, consulted, and offered relocation to nearby zoned agricultural plots under a new licensing arrangement. That is what people-centered development looks like. Building with people in mind. We are moving into a new era of master planned development in Jamaica. No more chaka-chaka development. This is not development by chance. This is development by design. This project sets a new standard for how we build our future. Thoughtful, responsible, and with a clear vision for national progress. That is what we have done with the Bernard Lodge development. If you get a chance, please go over there and see the future of Jamaica materializing before your very eyes. That is what we have done with the Morant Bay Urban Center. When you get a chance, just go down there and see the development of Jamaica's first modern, purpose-built urban center, except for New Kingston and downtown. That's what we just signed the contract a few days ago for the Boundbrook Urban Center in Portland. So I'm not here giving you a sample. This is now a trend. This is something that we have done and we will continue to do. So as we look ahead, let me say clearly that, we are on this journey. Block 1 is the first of 7 designated development blocks within the CEDA master plan. With the successful rollout of Raintree, we anticipate accelerated momentum for blocks 2 through 7. And this will include housing, maybe more industrial estates. I am going to insist upon the UDC that they leave some land for industrial agriculture because it's nice flat land that can easily be automated, and because it is close to the large Kingston market, it could do very well. So some of it will be reserved for agricultural use. More recreation space. In fact, some of the areas that we are preserving, they can also be recreation spaces. And of course, Jamaica really needs modern urban spaces. Young people always say, that one of the reasons why they want to migrate is that, you know, they want to be in a space that looks and feels good, you know. That they have space to walk on the road, that is not congested and you fight it with people to move. You know, they want modern facilities. They watch it all the time on Netflix and so forth, and they see how other societies look, and then when they have to contend with our society, they feel like no progress is being made. So we are now setting the basis on which we can build modern urban spaces that will accommodate our daily life. Transportation, commute, shopping, entertainment, sports, recreation, and just modern residential living. We are now developing the foundation for that to happen. There are a few points that are not in my script, which must be made. Jamaica has experience in developing industrial estates. Two come to mind readily. Twickenham Park Industrial Estate, just on the edge of Spanish Town, and Newport West. I raise those two because the state of their common infrastructure is in a deplorable state of disrepair. We have recently struck up an arrangement, public-private partnership, with the owners and operators within Newport West and the NWA to jointly fund the repair of some of their roads. I have said to the UDC chairman, who I'm sure will be giving instructions to the management team, that in the same way we have developed the new Shared Communities Act, which was tabled in Parliament, we hope to debate it and pass, which will govern how shared community property within residential communities are managed. We will have to have an arrangement for this development so that it doesn't fall into the disrepair that others have fallen into 20 years from now. Unfortunately, we have developed a culture where we believe an asset will last a lifetime. We have two bad cultures in that regard. We believe it must take a lifetime to build the asset, and that the asset will last a lifetime. That's not how it works. The asset has a useful life. You extend the useful life by continually investing in the asset. And therefore, when these lands are sold, there really ought to be some contractual obligations as to how the common assets are maintained. And indeed, there ought to be contractual obligations as to how the developers develop and use their land and the common property. The second point that I will raise, unscripted but important. The UDC was established as a development entity, yes, but another part of its role, which is equally important, is that it must be a land bank for urban development. So the UDC should be scouting Jamaica and seeing where lands are available or properties available and acquire them in advance of the need for urban development. There are many persons who are looking on the UDC's land bank and saying the UDC has these lands, are not doing anything with them, they must divest them. The government shares that view, and we have given a directive that the UDC and other entities that hold land should seek to divest a certain percentage of it. But we have also put a counterweight to that momentum. It is not the intention of government to transfer lands to people for them to become land banks, meaning for them to gain from the capital appreciation in the value of the land and do nothing with it. That's not what this is about. And I want to be clear to the people who have purchased or who intend to purchase that there is a performance clause in the sale agreement, that if you do not do what you proposed in the sale when you purchased the land, then you would have violated that clause, and the land would then return to the UDC at the sale price. I want to be very clear on that. This is not a speculative activity. If you intend to speculate, don't come here. Because that would just defeat the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to get people employed, to generate new markets, and to give income to communities. It's not to make other people rich by doing nothing other than owning the land and sitting on it. I want to be clear on that. And for those who believe it has not happened, I can point to at least 2 examples which the UDC has used the performance clause to reclaim land. Another point that must be made, and I thought very carefully about making it, but it needs to be said. Last year, I broke ground for a new wing at the Spanish Town Hospital. And at that groundbreaking, I was quite clear that if it took the deployment of the JDF to secure the site and to run the site as if it were a military barracks, then that is what I will do to ensure that no criminal, that no Don, that no one who feels that they have control over any area can come here and say they are securing the site or extorting. If we allow that to take root at the beginning of the construction, then we would have given up the sovereign control of the state over the development and set the basis on which things like extortion would reign. So for those criminals listening, for those Dons listening, for those who feel that they have control over this area, try it and see. Yes, man, try it and see. Play the fool and find out. I can't be any clearer in my statement. And I hope that you see the passion that I have. I keep telling people, you know, it took us 9 years to get to this point. There are those who believe that it's what is happening today started yesterday. No, we have been planning this for 9 years. It took us 9 years to put in zones of special operation, deployment of the states of public emergency. Whilst that was happening, we were investing in the JDF, maximizing the equipment and capability and training. We have moved the JDF from a complement of about 4,000, they're about 8,000, a little bit over 8,000 now. And when we were doing that, we were criticized. Oh, we are militarizing policing. And then we started to invest heavily in the police, changing their vehicles, changing their telecommunications, changing their training and doctrine and leadership, investing in their investigative capabilities and intelligence gathering. The JCF today is not the same as the JCF 10 years ago. Cases that would happen and go cold and no results. Within weeks, you are seeing the results. So those criminals who believe that they are operating in the same space are mistaken. And it is important that I warn them. Because when they get what is coming to them, and there are those who will cry out in sympathy for them, the society will know that I went to great lengths publicly to warn them. And I would encourage you to take my words seriously. So, ladies and gentlemen, on that sobering note, it is indeed, again, a great pleasure to have the contract signing and groundbreaking. Jamaica is on a good path. It's not perfect, but it is better than what we have had, and there is better to come. God bless you, and thank you. Choose Jamaica.
Prime Minister, thank you so much for your sobering presentation. So, Bishop, I feel like the Prime Minister was having a little church, you know. He was. You should. No offering though, right? Yeah. So really we talked about a new standard happening in Jamaica. You know, a lot of times young people will say, all I need is a chance. And they're not making the link with what's happening at the larger level and the chances that they're getting to improve their lives. The Prime Minister said 2,000 jobs will be created in the construction phase of this project. 5,000 permanent jobs expected to come. The UDC chairman, if people are saying not go on, the UDC chairman said to us this morning, 35% of what's going to be built here is already sold. 35%. Turn to your neighbor, ladies and gentlemen, on your right, and say, new standard. On your left, choose Jamaica. And tell everybody, try it and see. All right, there you go. Listen, we have a long day today. The Prime Minister has several other stops to make, so we're going to close out now. The general manager of the UDC, it says L. Robert Honeygan. But forget the L and Robert, just say Bobby Honeygan. We'll close out today with the closing remarks.
Madam Moderator, thank you. Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. What an extraordinary day for the UDC and for all Jamaica. You know, today marks the enduring improvement of the Caymanas Estates development area, the cornerstone of the commercial and residential expansion of the city of Kingston. It marks the turning point of the long-awaited execution of this master plan Caymanas development outlined sometime in the 1980s. As we draw the curtains on this monumental event, it is my pleasure to express our profound appreciation to key figures who have played an instrumental role in making this vision a reality. Let me begin by expressing sincere gratitude to our Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. Your visionary leadership continues to move Jamaica from strength to strength. Your message today resonates deeply, and your endorsement of the Raintree commercial complex reinforces the critical role that it will play in advancing our national priorities. I wish to thank MP's Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange, who just told me that it's Ferry Park and not Ferry Pen. We've gotten rid of the Pen Minister. MP Denise Daly, MP Minister Londa Terrelong, MP Robert Miller, MP Tony Hilton, Mayor Leon George Augustus Thomas. When you have a long name, it sort of sticks in your head. You told me once, I never forgot it. Mrs. Arlene Williams, my hard-working, long-suffering permanent secretary. I call you day, I call you night, I call you weekend, I call you in the middle of the day. P.S. Thank you. And of course, your wonderful team at MEC-JC, CTD Watson, Ms. Trowers, Janet Hyde, Leandro Trotman, to name a few. Agency heads and representatives who have been here and were here earlier. ACP McKinsey, Leonard Francis from NEPA, Mr. Robert Hill from the KSAC, Sholette Cox, Jampro, Hyacinth Pickard representing NLA, Shara Archibald, SDC, St. Catherine Parish Manager, Kelly Hamilton from JASESA. Their presence and support, their attendance speaks volumes about the shared commitment to building Jamaica. The UDC, of course, has been involved in Caymanners since the 70s, investing in master plan recreational and residential development. The launch of the Caymanners Country Club Estate would have predated Raintree, which was in partnership with New Era Homes, resulting in the development of over 600 housing units. The UDC, of course, operates the Runaway Bay Water Company here, which provides over 7 million gallons daily of water to the residents of the Caymanners, Greater Caymanners area. We must express our gratitude to Apostle Edwards for his timely and powerful blessing over the development and the vision it represents. And of course, closer to home, my chairman, Mr. Norman Brown. Thank you for your steadfast leadership, Chairman. You continue to push us to think bigger. You said I should think and present things to the board that will scare the board into saying, no, Bobby, you've gone too far. This thing too big. You come with too much of a large thing. Chairman, you haven't seen anything yet, sir. I would like to thank our board of directors, Deputy Chairman Glenn Christian, Director Blake, Director Shaw, Myrie, Director Campbell Rochester, Director Robert Lawrence, Director Marilyn Burrows, Damian Creary, Ryan Strawn, Director Tavares Finson, and not missing out any directors. Our former chairman, Mr. Ransford Braham, KC, King's Council, Kingston College. Chairman Braham is somewhere here, I'm pretty sure. Custos Golding, my newfound friend. Grateful for your involvement and continued dedication to civic leadership and national service. Custos, thank you. Special thanks to the students and performers from Immaculate Conception High School, which is Loy's School, St. Catherine High School, which is the Prime Minister's School. Your artistry brought a joyful and youthful spirit to our celebration. Our contractor, Asphaltic Concrete Company, Mr. Patrick and Nick Gordon. We express our gratitude. And of course, lastly, quickly, let me acknowledge the UDC team, who I'm going to ask to stand. Lloyd Malcolm and the development planning team, Lloyd stand. Sherlock, Glenister in subsidiary management, revenue generation with Dina. Everybody stand, you know yourselves, the UDC team. Adrian Chin, corporate services. Pat Henry Brown, Kim McLeod. Kim put together a really first-class event today. Hugh Thompson, community integration lead, Miss Natalie Irving. Sharon, you're here, Sharon. Amanda Crooks, Kieran Prue, Rachel Adams with her team, and the entire administrative team, Mrs. Ann Prendergast, our corporate secretary. UDC team, please stand, take a bow. You've worked long and hard for this. You work non-stop. I call you in the evenings, I call you at night, and you still answer me, which is a good sign of a strong team heading in the right direction. Thank you. To our wonderful audience, thank you for joining us on this journey. Your presence here affirms your belief in progress and national development and your future confidence in our collective future. This is, of course, not a one-man show, but it requires a meticulous planning approach, pulling in all divisions of our entire society. The UDC Prime Minister, lastly, is back in a big way. You've said it. You said it at Portmore. You've said it here. My chairman continues to say it in a massive, massive way. We are Jamaica's premier development agency. Economic development, physical development, social development. The UDC, sir, is the agency you can always count on, night and day. At the core of our DNA is certainly transformational projects, keeping it simple and going back to the basics of this organization's mandate. The UDC is back and better than before. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the UDC making development happen. Give them another round of applause, please. And so we close this afternoon's proceedings with a groundbreaking. I just feel that since Apostle Edwards began with prayer, I should remind you of the song, and Apostle, you can sing it if you want. It's a new season, it's a new day, a fresh anointing coming our way. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. May I ask the following persons then to stand, and we'll do the groundbreaking on that side. Just follow the ushers. Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Mrs. Arlene Williams, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Mr. Norman Brown, the Chairman of the UDC, Robert Honeygun, the UDC General Manager, Loy Malcolm, the UDC Deputy GM, Sherlock Glenister, the next UDC Deputy GM, Adrian Chin, Deputy GM, UDC, Mr. Patrick Gordon, Director of Asphaltic Concrete Enterprise, Mr. Nicholas Gordon, Director of Asphaltic Concrete, and of course, members of Parliament, the Honorable Olivia Grange, Mr. Denise Daly, and Mr. Robert Miller. Please, if you could, just join us for the groundbreaking. And ladies and gentlemen, while we break ground, we have for your entertainment the St. Catherine High School Drumming Ensemble and the Immaculate Conception High School Steel Band, who will entertain you as we close. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You've been a wonderful, wonderful audience, and it's Holy Week. May we take the opportunity to wish you a holy and happy Easter. God bless you. Good afternoon.